1 million right now.
That's flattering.
Yeah. I came to London, stayed the night here. We've got the Central London Property Meet. It's a young professional special, which is one of my favourites. It's a completely sold out venue. I think there's over like 85 people subscribed to it. A lot of people think property is generally for the older generation. And for the most part, it does seem to go that way. But it's super cool to see what the younger generation are up to and how they inspire the others. So that's going to be cool at the London Bridge Hotel. And then tomorrow we're filming Property People as well. So we've got some interesting stuff happening in London. In the middle of all that though, there's lots and lots of cases that we're working on constantly. So I've got to pop up with my laptop and get some work done now. I'll be very straight with you. The maximum that we can do the basic would be 30. If you're doing 1 million, we'll get you to 5 million. If you're doing 5 million, we'll get you to 20 million. The world of opportunity and your eyes, you know, you can go to networking events and all these different. Takes forever around here. All right, thank you. Oh, we made it. Let's go and check out this place. All the rock stars.
How are you? Todd?
Very
Hi.
good.
Hey man, good to
Good
see you. You
well?
good? You
Yeah,
travelled
yeah.
all the way up from Uzbekistan?
Yeah, literally. That's how you do it. Long time no see, Martin. How are you, sir? Hey, good to see you. Mwah, mwah, mwah.
How are
Good to see
you?
Very good, very good. Good to see you, buddy. Yeah, good to see you, man. Yeah, nice to see you. We got an Uber from Bank. We just came from the Ned. The Northern Line, I looked at it and I was like, 15-minute walk. I was like, no. And I just went over my left ankle as well, playing football last Friday, so no chance. 3 flat, a little commercial L-shaped thing. And I'd agreed 450 with the vendor. I went and saw him twice. Basically, I shook on the fact that we'd do any, like his terms, go as fast as slow as you want. I'll hire the skips and everything. I'll even come and help you, like move it all out. He's like, yeah, I want you to get it, I want you to get it. I was like, brilliant, this is, done deal. I said, all we have to do is agree the price. He said, yeah, absolutely. Anyway, we came away, and then I went in at 420. He wanted 450. Apparently somebody else had offered 450, but said, if you I was like, 450 was like literally at the very, very max. Even at 451, it felt like very harsh. But I was like, you know what, I need a deal right now. I didn't buy anything last year, I'm going to do it. So 450 I offered. And then I was like, cool, left it with the agent, expecting to hear back. And then one day went by, and another day went by, and I was like, waiting for the call. Anyway, so I chased him. I said, what happened? Where are we at with it? I was expecting to like instruct solicitors and everything. I sent you proof of funds. He said, oh, there's a girl called Kelly that also offered 450 and he's going to sell it to her. I was like, Kelly? Why? What's Kelly got to do with anything? He said, well, interestingly, he got on really well with her, and at one point he was going to sell it to her for even less. I was like, what is going on here, man? I'm getting gazumped at the same price or less. I've never even heard of that. It wasn't a possibility.
So you got gazunded, yeah?
I got gazunded. Is that a thing? Oh, that is a thing. I've been in property 20 years, I just realised there's a gazunder. Who gazunders? I think it's more embarrassing than, that's actually embarrassing getting gazunded. Gazumped people feel sorry for you, like somebody bastard. Gazunded is like, what the fuck's wrong with you, dude? No splattering. No splattering.
So, you said you were living in Portsmouth.
Yes, I now live in Portsmouth, and it's like living in San Francisco without the sun. But guys, you're from Greece, right?
Yes.
What's going on in Greece right now? That's a hot.
Night, lot of islands. 1 year you have a fire, next year on the same plot you can see a house or a hotel. Or...
Conveniently.
Yes, like...
Coincidentally. I feel like relaxed. Whereas when I come to London, I get a little bit tense, like, oh my God, like this, yeah, exactly, running around. You just got to be on alert because someone might bump into you. It's like this subconscious thing. Over there, everything is just so slow paced and chilled out. I like that.
Of this every time I see it. It's unbelievable.
Is it? It was once the tallest building in Europe, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
Not
Now
anymore.
The drawing. Quite complicated.
This is Brendan. Brendan hosts the Central London Property Meet, providing as much value as possible to investors and developers around the country. Here is what people have to say about the event and the legendary Brendan Quinn.
I think I've known Brendan now about 7 years. I first started going to his event when I was raising money for a Mayfair developer, and he was running his event in a casino. That's where I met this gentleman.
I met Brendan, I think, 3.5 years ago. Again, it was at a networking event. I remember Brendan just turned around and said, "Which events are you going to?" You know, I didn't even know he was running events himself.
I met him probably 6-7 years ago at a different event, and he invited me to his event.
Brendan, I only had the pleasure of actually meeting him physically for the first time downstairs, although he sort of shooed me away upstairs. But I only met him through Jack. As soon as I can, yeah, I think it's a brilliant thing to do, and you know, even if you just sort of even if it doesn't go anywhere, it's no bad thing to pitch your situation, your story, and things like that. So yeah, I try and do it as much as I can.
I prefer to go if I'm doing something at the event, speaking on a panel or something, just because it does get tedious doing 3 or 4 events a week.
Not that I intend to maybe meet an electrician at this event, but my electrician needs to be shot. So I'm always, you know, there's always more people that I need a good tiler too, actually.
We just met today. We're moving into us.
I'm in property finance. I work for Fiducium. So we're a development finance lender, bridging lender, and we operate across the whole of the UK, Ireland and Europe.
I run a residential construction company, and we are into commercial to residential developments in Hampshire, Surrey and Berkshire. Pull up a lot of your time if you go to too many events, but I find Brendan's one really, really good. It's really great experience. Good people in the room, nice atmosphere, highly recommend it.
I've known Brendan for 6 years. I met him for the first time when I used to work at another lender and just used to go to his networking events and kept in contact. Yeah.
Well, I've been to this networking event a couple of times, familiar faces. Yeah, it's a really good opportunity to meet like-minded people in London. I think it brings a good crowd for sure, yeah, and I think it's a nice match between like panel discussions and actual networking as well. So yeah, I take a lot from it.
Luke Masters, I work for Still & Turn, so we're a full suite building consultancy, project management and quantity surveying firm.
Louise Reynolds, and I am an investor, landlord, and latterly developer, and I'm a property finder for expats and busy professionals.
Market trends, meeting new people, and just generally, well, one, catching up with old people, some clients, and just really understanding where we see things from a consultancy perspective in one way, but it doesn't always represent the market. So it's good to understand where does the developer, the investor see it, as well as where does the consultant see it. So it's just good for a market update. We have our own market updates, but what does the actual consumer, end user, think of the market? What does the developer think of the market? What do the consultants think of the market? And just get that full holistic update.
Decades, probably. Actually, yeah, probably over a decade. For me, it's keeping my finger on the pulse of the marketplace and what's happening and how other people are dealing with the issues that are thrown at them. It's also, for me, actually about learning good practice and best practice. What other people are doing that I can learn from. And if people are interested in property finders, it might not be so much people who are in the room, because I think for this meeting, it's quite a lot of experienced people who come. They might know of someone who's an expat or have a colleague or someone who needs a bit of help finding their investment properties.
And there's incredible people who are in the room tonight who aren't even speaking, such as Mottle. So Mottle, can you just put your hand up there? Lovely.
Those are my dates, September onwards. So 28th is when we're back in the room. It says 28th, I have to look at that. But it's on the 4th Thursday of the month. That's the key thing, 4th Thursday of the month. It's going to be Will Mallard chairing a panel. If you've never heard Will chair a panel, how can I put it politely? He does not take any prisoners. Tonight, 32 5-star reviews. But some people say, yeah, we need a bigger room. I do understand that. And that's why the summits are the perfect place for that, which we'll be bringing back.
I like high-yielding, income-producing assets. I've got some stuff in Kent. Actually, Hassan, who manages properties in that region for me. It's a really, really good strategy that's helped me.
Anyone wants to talk about Shawbrook or finance, come and talk to me, and then if we can help you with a deal, I'll introduce you to Sam, who can do all the
So what I want to know is, where can you see opportunity? It doesn't have to be something that you're delivering, but where do you see gaps in the market and scopes of areas to be turning around properties or renovating properties or getting planning? Where do you see future opportunity?
I think we're going to be in for an interesting sort of next 12 months, you know, in the market. We've already started seeing a bit of a slowdown as such. I think for me, I quite like the whole sort of supported living, social housing aspect, because the need isn't going to go away. It's only got greater. So for me, you know, if I can find a site or a building that suits that exit, it's quite a straightforward process. There's nothing really that's going to be too turbulent to it. I'm also quite interested in distressed, you know, sites or buildings where people just want to get out and get the money, and I know there's a fat enough margin in it. So it's just trying to keep your eyes out and, you know, acquiring the right things and not jumping into anything that's, you know, a bit too tight.
Just to continue with, now that I've seen the serviced accommodation and HMO run itself, I think that they've been brilliant. I'll probably continue in that direction. I'll keep it diversified, and maybe where I might look, it helps as well to have kind of the skill or expertise of 14 years in the industry to just see. I mean, all that people do whenever they walk into properties, the natural human reaction is just to point out everything that's wrong with it. That's just what people do. So I felt over the career that I've had, I knew exactly what not to do.
I think from the development side, I sort of predicted this maybe 6 months ago, but we're definitely seeing it come to fruition now. As obviously the lending market has changed, there's a lot of what I call like oven-ready sites come into the market. So, you know, I've seen sites sent to me that have all of their pre-commencement conditions discharged. So they are super, super oven-ready. You can literally buy them and start on site. So from a planning and timing perspective, they're very de-risked. That's because a lot of developers are basically needing more equity input, and they may be slightly older developers. They're not very savvy around raising equity. So to do that, they might have 3 sites on the books. They'll sell one to take out the planning gain, the land profit, to plug the equity deficiency they have maybe in the other 1 or 2 deals. So yeah, I've been getting sent maybe 1 site a week that is just completely oven ready, basically to chuck a spade in the ground. And I think, you know, for some people that are wanting to get into development, maybe people who are investors looking to sort of scale up, but are quite nervous around that planning journey. These sites are like ready to just pick up, and, you know, if you have like a contractor lined up with it, let's go.
My name's Tom Allen, and I work at Auction House London.
How long have you been going property networking?
I came to this event first time just earlier this year. This is my 3rd event. I also went to one other PIN meeting, and yeah, it's it's so powerful meeting all these people and getting ideas, bouncing ideas off other people, and it's, yeah, a lot of learning really. I mean, books can only get you so far. Online learning materials, it really does. It's a massive step forward in person, speaking to people that know what they're talking about.
And I remember when we first met, your intentions were to start doing deal sourcing.
That was right, yeah.
You like the idea of analysing deals and finding them, because you didn't necessarily have all the resources yourself. You thought I could be helpful to other investors and other developers and go about it that way. What happened so that you suddenly got to work at Auction House London, which is one of the most prestigious and best auction houses in the country?
Well, yeah, I first of all started seeing lots of things online, and the lowest barrier to entry was deal sourcing. And I did give it a good crack, but I didn't know anything in property. I had no work experience in property, and I spoke with you a few months ago at this very event in this room, and you recommended a few options, and one of them was Auction House. So I went home and I looked at some auction houses to get to apply at, and I got very lucky, and Auction House London gave me a shot, I am really enjoying it. I've been there just nearly 3 months now, and I've learned a lot. And the idea of starting a company before this, and it was just crazy. I wish you slapped me in the face before when I suggest that. But yeah, it's and it's again, the more you know, the more you realise you don't know. It's quite scary actually.
Yeah. And you know, the auction cycle is a crazy one as well, because every 45 days or so, they've got something going on.
Yeah, with us it's a little bit less, or no, it's about that sometimes, yeah.
Maybe about 6 weeks or so. And so you're on that roller coaster ride, and I guess you're seeing loads of different lots come in, and they're all got their own little story behind them, and you get to see behind the scenes who are the sellers and who's negotiating on what, and what buyers are coming in, and you work out their office. Is it 5 days a week? Is it hybrid?
Yeah, 5 days a week at their office. Going to viewings is really, really cool. I took a lot of cool pictures. A lot of these rundown properties are so interesting. And
Absolutely.
And yeah, it's amazing. Yeah.
Well, look out for this guy. He's young, properly professional, going out, meeting lots of people. This is one of the big reasons why we do what we do, is setting up these sorts of events. The reason why Brendan does what he does. So I'm really happy that you've landed on your feet. I had no doubt. I knew you had the raw talent and ability. So I think you found it in a good place, and I look forward to following and catching up with you again soon.
Thanks very much. Thank you.
I've known Brendan for years. I've been coming to his events for such a long time. I think the first one that I came to was maybe 2017. A long time ago, yeah.
Just meeting people, expanding new connections, seeing new possibilities, and just finding out what's going on in the local market and just keeping up to date.
I love seeing other people, of course, and going to different networking events allows me to see a different set of people every time. I like to meet new people and connect with other people that are doing the same sort of thing. It's quite a lonely thing, being in property, working by yourself, for yourself, so it's great to see other people doing same but different, and hopefully there's some synergy and do some business together.
I've known Brendan since 2015, so when I first started working for Shawbrook, I was working part of the London patch, came across Brendan, and I've been on and off attending these events for 8 years. Work for Shawbrook Bank, head of real estate, look after our products that we offer to real estate investors, our pricing, credit criteria, all that sort of stuff. Well, I love property, also love people, so there's nothing like coming out and seeing what people are really doing, how people feel at the moment. Obviously, we've had loads of change over the last year with interest rates rising and stuff, and we look at it from a kind of at the bank, from a statistical point of view, but it's nice just to hear kind of how people are dealing with it, how they're adapting, how they're succeeding.
So today we've spent the evening with Brendan Quinn at the Central London Property Meet in the London Bridge Hotel. We've met with lots of people, new contacts, old friends. We've been doing this many years. I've been networking for about 5-6 years now in the property space here in London and across the UK. Brendan's been doing it for many more years, and we hope you enjoy the atmosphere and the vibe as much as we do. If you're ever thinking about going networking, this is a great one. There's lots of them around the country. I hope you can get involved, and I hope to see you at one of them soon.